Welcome to my YouTube channel. Okay, I know I look overdressed, but this is more like a special occasion. This is me bringing out my regal royalty vibes. Actually, like, should I say, formed a spoken word when I wore this. I'm probably going to say it later, but let's keep to the good part. So today is a bit different. I'm going to be talking about something different, something unusual, something unique, and it's generally about me. Well, I would say the reason why I'm talking about this is because some of you may not have met me, you just have an idea of me, or you assume probably who I am or what I'm about based on the content you've seen. So this is me coming out to say, okay, this is who I am, this is what I stand for. Okay, so my name is Olabode Joy Oluwatosin. I actually want to tell my story. It may sound motivational in some parts, but let's get to it. Okay, so I grew up like in a Christian family. I was born and raised in Port Harcourt. I think while growing up, my personality as a child was a very quiet and timid. I was very quiet, timid, and shy girl. I think the only thing I really knew how to do well was be quiet. I didn't have good grades. What else? But I think I used to play piano in church. I think I was good as I used to play piano in church. And I was good in mathematics to some extent, but that was literally all I was. The main thing when it comes to life, being sharp, being smart, being street smart, this is 0 to none. I'm the firstborn in my family, the first of 3 kids. And you know what it means to not really be sharp and smart from like a young age. People tell you, how can't you do this? You get compared, you get bullied based on your personality. I've been called ugly a lot of times. Okay. And it was not really an easy journey while growing up. Since I grew up in a Christian family and I was firstborn, like, I don't mean to be secondborn. But the firstborn the most times that I've seen, I may be wrong with my statistics, they're very used to following the path of the family, and the secondborns are always the stubborn ones. They want to be there. You get that kind of. This is a diss to my younger sister. She'll come for me, but it's okay. So my parents are from a Christian family, and I believed in God. I believe in God. I believed in Christ. I still believe in Christ, and I was just following their path, not really because I understood what it was, but okay, I just knew that I went to church, and I knew my parents were Christians, so I have to be a Christian. I have to be saved. I used to say the ABC: accept Jesus as the only personal savior, believe in Him, confess. That was like the basic thing. It was really. Did I say was it theory? Like there was no practical to it. I don't know if that makes sense, but something like that. So fast forward to growing up, I already mentioned I was not good at anything. I used to get compared a lot, I used to get bullied. Then I think things started to make a U-turn when I entered school. So I think I started to get good grades when I entered school. And school taught me a lot, actually. It taught me a lot about life, about love, about people, about relationships. I was always like, growing up, it was always like home to school to church, home to school to church. Especially since like my dad was a pastor and my mom was also like a worker in church. Yeah, so that taught me about different things. I started to get good grades for the first time, but a lot of ish happened. I reduced a lot because of school stress. And now because there was nobody to tell me go to church, to be honest, since I actually did not know I was going to church because my parents were telling me, okay, once it's Sunday, you must go to church. I never knew, I thought of it as a routine. So I actually got to school and I'll just go to church and I'll be listening, but I don't get changed. I know, like, it's not like I'm committing great sins like stealing or something, or armed robbery, or things that people probably consider very great. But I knew I wasn't. I would say I was saved. I I was saved, but my spiritual life was extremely down, extremely down. I would say I was a Christian, but my spiritual life was nothing to write about. I was not growing. I was just in the same place, and that's how most people are today. And they just go to church Sunday. Let's go to church. They talk to God. They are in the worship. They are like, oh God. They are in the moment. They enjoy the week. They go back and it's the same story. They want to change, but it's not something like, it's just how, like, that's how everyone lives. Like, to actively try to grow. But we all need to grow. We actually all need to grow. We all need to grow. So fast forward. Yeah, okay, so I would say when I got to university, I wanted to be free. I never knew my parents, like, should I say, being very protective of me has become my own cage. I never knew it has become a cage for me. Like, I never knew. I wanted to be free, I wanted to have fun, I wanted to party, I wanted to drink, I wanted to live the cool life. I just really wanted to be cool. I wanted to do a lot of things, but I didn't. I didn't do that. Although something terrible happened. I stopped going to church, and I didn't go to church for almost 2 years. I didn't go to church for almost 2 years in school. Because I felt like I was going to church I was raised in. I wasn't seeing any changes. I couldn't just relate to their message. I tried my best. I felt like, as the firstborn, as the white sheep of the family, as the innocent one, as the one that always follows what Papa and Mama says, I tried my best. Like, won't I just be the perfect daughter if I just stay there, listen to them, grow up, marry someone from the church, the way my mom has always wanted? That was how my mom was like, I just wanted it to be perfect for my parents so that they'll be happy. But it was just too hard. So it was hard. It was not really working, so I stopped going to church. And then May 2022, I'll never forget. It was a Sunday. Obviously, I was not going to church that day. I woke up that day crying, and then I wrote a spoken word. I can't remember it, but I'm going to read it. This is one of the highlights. And the spoken word will show me. I actually have 2 spoken words for you guys today. This what I'm going to read now is going to be the before. It's going to be the before of my life, and this next spoken word these are like 2 major highlights. It's going to be the after. So, okay, I've mentioned spoken words, so let me divert a bit. Another thing I found out about myself was that I am talented in writing. I know how to express myself in thoughts. I'm extremely good at writing, at storytelling, at content writing, literally everything. And I know how to write poems and make it rhyme. And at first I thought, oh my God, maybe I have a talent for rap. Then I tried trying to do raps, but it just was not matching. Especially this one. And I was not wondering. So I met someone and I was telling her, I was telling her how I write words that rhyme, that are cool, but I actually can't make it a rhyme. She was like, that's spoken words. I'm like, oh, is that what they call it? Spoken words? And I'm like, okay, spoken words. So now I write words, even if I can't go with beats like, even if it can't go like that, at least I'm saying something. So, to be honest, I'm going to be telling you the edited version because there are some information I put in these spoken words I wrote. It's actually July 4th, 2022. Permit my mistake. Where I wrote this when I woke up on Sunday morning and I didn't have peace of mind. I was not happy. I wrote this on that day, and honestly, I'm not going to say everything that's here because some are quite sensitive and confidential. But I'm just going to read out my heart, how I felt on July 4th, 2022, sitting down all alone on a Sunday morning, not going to church. Born in a church that seems to be the holiest. Taught how to live with religion without real conversion. Mama would say, follow us for this is your foundation. We kids would love to hear explanation, but mama say no conversation. Wrestling with my thoughts every day till I lost it. Lost it to the extent my parents see me as rebellious. Dressed in turtleneck is their focus, like who the hell cares? I munch on food daily to get me out of this situation. The more I feel in my body with this thing called food, the deeper my hole is. Ended up with Belsubu, the sin of gluttony, and still I'm empty. Who will deceive him? God, man, or the devil? Still finding myself along these lines I'm writing. Don't know if to end it here or just continue. So this was something I wrote on a Sunday morning. Like, I just wrote, and this was how I was feeling. I really wanted a change. I really wanted a change for myself. Okay, so fast forward to September 2022. I met someone. I met a friend through another friend. I call him my covenant friend because I don't know if you've noticed, but there's some people that are destined to be in your life. There's people that are destined to be in your life that they are like helpers sent from God. Like, you know, they are helpers sent from God. Like, these people are like, they help you achieve a lot of things in your life. They help you, like, they just come and your life take a new shift. It goes from like a particular percentage to a particular percentage. So fast forward, you clicked. I remember I was chatting straight for 24 hours and it was like you've never had that much conversation. Chill. It is not anything related to love or romance. Let your mind not go wild, guys. This is just a platonic friendship. Okay, so why am I actually talking about him right now? Because it was when I invited me to church the next year. That's 2023 February. So that was why I talked about him. So please, it's nothing like anything you guys are assuming with the way I started, especially with the chatting for 24 hours. So he invited me to church, and honestly, to be honest, it's not like I've not been invited to churches before since like 2 years, almost 2 years I didn't go to church. I've been invited, but yeah, okay, so fast forward to 2023, and my friend says, I don't know if I'm to mention, I think I'll just prefer not to mention his name. He says, let's go to church. And honestly, normally I would have just said nah. 2 reasons. There are actually 3 reasons why I said yes. I think number one, I think it was New Year. Probably I was still in my New Year, New Goes vibe. So I think I already pledged in the New Year January that I'll be more serious with God. I was like, God should just come and change my life. I think so. I can't really remember. That was number one. Number two, I mean, my friend, I'll just mention his name, Michael. Michael was like a good friend. Like, we connected so much in just a short period of time. We connected so much in such a short period of time. And the third one, honestly, it was nothing like the church I used to attend. So I'm going to probably, I'm not really going to quote the scriptures the right way. It's not going to be exactly how it is in the Bible, but I'm going to say it how they say that we are not like, how would I put it? We're not defined by our own righteousness. So it's not how I dress or what I put on that actually defines my righteousness, right? It's actually God that defines my righteousness. And why men will actually look at your appearance, God looks at the heart. So my point is that the church where I grew up in was extremely about appearance. Extremely. So they used the appearance of people to judge them, which is not right according to the Bible. I can't really remember the passage right now, but something like that. So where I'm trying to go to was like, the church my friend Michael was going to was totally different, like the opposite of my church. In fact, at first, to be honest, when I first went there, I judged them because of where I grew up. I was like, what? Is this a club or a church? First of all, when Michael invited, I think that's the third reason. The first reason, I think I was seeing the New Year, New Go vibe. The second reason, Michael had become a good friend to me. And the third one, I felt like if this church dressed extremely different from my church, does extremely different things, then it can probably change my life. You get the vibe. That was actually my thought process then, to be extremely honest. So I can still remember when he told me, because I was still in school then, or like I should come and meet him at park. That's like my school park where we get to. When I first looked at him, he wore like a baggy trouser, he wore a baggy shirt, and he had chains. And I was like, you sneak out, like, I'm going to say church. I look at him, I was with my head tied, the usual way I was obviously raised. I was looking at that, I was like, okay. Then I went to the church. The first day I was just looking. They're doing their worship and everything. I was trying to obviously not blend. In the church was the church I attended. There was nothing like that. There were no drums. There was nothing like that. It was totally different. I was covered. I think just me and a few other people that their hair was covered and stuff like that. And everything just felt weird. The way they worshipped God. And while I was being judgmental at the beginning, then later on I started to actually feel, when you start to feel like, you start to feel peace of mind, the whole arena. And then pastor preached a message. I cannot forget Apostle Muyiwa Ariel, and he actually melted my heart. Like, he was talking to me. The message was for me. He talked about God, he talked about church. I can't really remember the message, but it really hit me deep. Then I was like, I would like to attend it again. But man, I was still on the aspect of it's not like I would be attending this church, because I was really judgmental. I was looking around some guys making their hair. I was like, like I was like, what in my mouth? Like, if my parents even hear about this, I think I really was very. I really wanted to please my parents. I really wanted to be the perfect daughter. I was like, my parents would be like, what abomination, guys making their hair. Like, it just felt like. And I think I went to church the second time, and I started to discover something. And I kept going to the church. I discovered that I started to grow. I started to grow. I started to know more things about God. I started to hunger more for things of God. I used to find things of God uncool. I used to always want to be on the fence, like, okay, yes, I know I love God. I know Jesus died for me. He raised again, but I don't want to really be too churchy. I'm going to be uncool. Like, come on, my friends. I mean, like, nobody will like me. They'll be like, that churchy girl. And from the background I grew up, from extremely Christian background, I really wanted to be exact opposite of it. Be out there, be wild, be the hottest girl. I really wanted the opposite of the life I grew up with. But I just felt myself not starting to care about what people would say. I just wanted more of God. I wanted more of God. So, and I'm trying to actually remember instances that touched me a lot. So I became more conscious of God. I started to learn God for myself. And it's not like they were just telling me, they were trying to brainwash me, or they were trying to manipulate me. They would preach and they would say, it's here in the Bible. Look at it for yourself. It's here in the Bible. I started to apply things they taught me to my life, and I started to see changes. It started to look like magic. A movie. Is this a movie? I don't think I got that language right, but is this a movie? What's going on? Then normally, before, even while not going to church, I always do my quiet time. Because I was raised like that. I always do my quiet time every morning. I just pray. I don't think I used to read my Bible every time, but I will always pray in the morning. I started to read my Bible. Apart from that, I started to want to fast. I always wanted to go to church. Imagine always wanting to go to church. I used to be extremely shy. I would say I was a bit more outspoken when I got into university. Obviously, because university life, doing different things, you have to be outspoken, because people trampled on me because I was naive. It took me for granted a lot. I was extremely nice. I was more like a people pleaser, because I had a high inferiority complex of how I looked, and the fact that I wasn't good at anything. So I really wanted to please people. So I was extremely nice. So people really showed me shame day. They really did a lot of things. And so while I think at that point I was outspoken, my inferiority complex reduced drastically, because I think in 2020, that was during COVID time, for the first time I got recognized by law. I learned how to do video animations. I got into the content creation world and everything. So a lot of people were surprised, but people did not believe I was the one doing it. They kept saying, are you the one doing it? Because like Then people used to call me Tosin. Right now, people call me Joy. Tosin used to be my first name, but obviously I changed it to Joy. I'll talk about that later. So presently, Joy is my first name. So while growing up, people call me Tosin. They were like, "Is it Tosin?" Like, Tosin didn't know is someone that was just dumb, to be honest, just dumb. I didn't know how to do anything, but yeah, I started to create video animations, and because I saw how much people were, oh my god, is you really doing this? You're so good. I grew it. That's where I met different people I consider as covenant friends that helped me. One of my friends, Otio, like really helped me. Like I met him in 2020 and helped my content creation life. So where I am right now is not just by my own strength, it's by God and by other people that God has sent to be a part of my life, to be a blessing to my life. So okay, why did I go back to 2020? Because I was trying to tell you how my inferiority complex actually reduced. So when I said I was good at something, I said to get paid for what I do, I think my confidence actually rose a lot. It rose a lot. I became more outspoken, but I still had this timid, shy vibe with me. I couldn't speak publicly without stuttering, without being nervous. To be honest, I'm not still perfect in speaking publicly to people, but at least I'm better now, as you can see. I'm better. It's not like people are here, but I know that a lot of people are watching this, so I'm better. Yeah, so I would say my confidence grew when I was in church. I started to I think I went for a Bible class. Like, you know, when you want to go to church and you know that as you're believing church, there's something for you, there's a word for you. I started to experience different things I've never experienced in my life. I'm trying to think of something that happened to me, like a great testimony. I would say my spiritual growth. So let's say I've been growing on 5% from when I gave my life to Jesus. That was 2015. I mentioned I was actually saved before I actually stopped. Before I went to university, I stopped going to church, but I was just not growing spiritually. I think from 2015 to 2023 February, my spiritual growth was on 5%. But from February last year to now, 275, it just skyrocketed. It went high. I became more intentional about God. I got to know more about God. Like, I don't know what I used to see people do. I'm wondering, this person is too churchy. I probably see people post things. I'm like, life is not that deep, and we all love God. I started to see myself do things I used to judge people for. And I was like, is this? Did they meet something? Did they feel something? Did they see something that made them act like this? One of my greatest testimony was when I wrote a test in school. I wrote a test, and not like I wrote a test. We had like a test. It had to do with calculations, and I was solving it on the question paper. And fast forward, I was not certain of the time they mentioned. I think they mentioned 15 minutes. Why I was thinking 30 minutes. Then they said it was time to submit the test, and I'm not written anything in my question paper. I submitted like that because at that time, even though this may sound, people will be like, your one is too much. I pity, I've not yet seen Shege. I submitted like that because I didn't want to cheat. Honestly, I've cheated in the past, of course. I just had exams, obviously. So I submitted like that. And it's not like I didn't prepare for it. God knew I prepared for it. I went back home. I went back on my knees. I wrote what I do. I write my testimonies. I wrote that. In fact, I knew it's not possible to get an A in the course. So I put my testimony that I got B. Because hey, for not writing anything, Joy, look at yourself too. People I believe in God, that one is too much. Then I can't remember our exam. Then I can't remember the test. Then I wrote the exam. The exam was quite okay. That it was good. But you know that, let's say this thing is 40, right? Test is 40 and exam is 60. It's not possible for me to get, not possible for me to get B. Yeah, so these testimonies I find really distinct. So I kept seeing God do more things in my life. It's more like, and I'm really thankful to citizens of Light Church, Lori, Apostle Muyiwa, and Pastor Pinto. Thank you so much. You guys really blessed my life. The name Citizens of Light Church is actually showing in my life because you guys brought light to my life. Like you pushed me up. I feel like you are there to raise generations. So thankful for them, because if not for them, if not for the church, I don't know. I feel like it was just where God placed me like to be. So fast forward, I graduated, grateful to God. Then New Year came, that's this year, and I think something I did that actually made me very intrigued to that was a great testimony was that we were told to go and preach the gospel, and gospel has never been simplified the way it was in my church back in Ilorin. So, and I went out to preach. Like I was just like, we had the targets, and I went out to preach. Who got saved? I was like me. Like it's not just pastors that preach. It's not just. It just feels weird. Like who got saved? Who believed in God? Because I preached, actually gave more meaning to my life, more value to my life. It's like God was telling me there's more to your story. Like you're not just the naive, the young girl. You're not just. I have a lot of plans for you. Then I started to really get to know a lot of things about myself, a lot of things I could do, my career path. Because for some people, people have different big areas of their life. For me, I would say my business and career path is extremely high. The spiritual will always be the first, but there's some people that like their financial life is the highest part of their life, is where they are most active. For me, it's my business and career path that is very active. So God has shown Himself in different ways. I may still be going through a renewal, but trust me, I know where I stand, and it's with God, the creator of our lives. I have erred and sometimes still yield to desires of my flesh, but I run to God with every opportunity I get, because I know that's the right path. I know because I've heard it too good to be true news. God doesn't count my sins or your sins. He's stretching forth His hands, waiting for me, for you to hold it. These are not my thoughts, it's His word. 2 Corinthians 5:19-21. EMP version to be precise. He doesn't count my sins or your sins. To be exact, He cancels it. I know because I've heard it too good to be true news. That if you say, I believe and confess with my mouth, God, He will hold your hands and transform you. I know because I've heard it too good to be true news. That if you say, I believe and confess with my mouth, God, you will be free from sin, sickness, and death. You will be free from everything the devil has plagued on you. Why? Because Jesus already paid it on the cross. He died on the cross, on a tree, which signified cost. It was cost for us, so why should we still be cost?
We are a blessed generation. I know sometimes we are not conscious of the power we carry. But the devil comes back to give us a taste of his own medicine, epilepsy, and more tragedy. But when I remember what I carry, you remember what you carry. We can command challenges that comes our way. And don't forget, He rose again. Jesus rose again, and we were raised with Him. This all started because I've tasted of God's goodness. He has saved me from deep oceans I would have drowned. This all started because I've tasted of God's goodness. He says to my confused heart, be still. This all started because I've tasted of God's goodness. His undeserved grace and favor is visible in my life. This all started because I've tasted of God's goodness. You won't stop till I look exactly like Him. This all started because I've tasted of God's goodness. This all started because I've tasted of God's goodness. This all started because I've tasted of God's goodness. Come and see. A news too good to be true.
Like that Awoof and bonus that seems surreal. I can't give it all to myself. I'll be doing you this favor.
With them an abomination. So here is it. Romans 10:9-11. I believe in my heart. I confess with my mouth that Jesus is Lord. That's all you need to be saved, to be God's own. Selah.